queen. Honestly, like, amazing.
Season 3, episode 2. All right, everyone, welcome back to Big Time Stuff. We are back, episode 2. We're here for some weekend recap action. We've watched the first couple episodes of Love Island, and most importantly, we're just excited to hear ourselves talk for the next hour or so.
Us with a device that amplifies our voice? Say less.
Literally say less.
That's our kind of Thursday.
This is our favorite type of Thursday, especially after last week. We so abruptly discovered that Thursdays just aren't really it in January in New York City. So
No.
Wake up, New York.
Wake up, New York.
Do your job.
Do your job.
Do your job.
But Friday definitely of this past weekend was way more fun.
We turned it around.
We turned it around.
Yeah, we started off with recording our podcast. That's how we kicked off the weekend strong. Went to the local bodega, got some tall boys, walked to the studio, got a taste of the good life.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about that though. Also, when we got,
We were so
we
drunk.
literally, all of us, like, we were getting ready, like, you know, playing our music for like our big studio debut, season 3, episode 1, and we're all like drinking, like, in our respective rooms, getting ready, and then like we come downstairs, and of course I'm like, we should stop and get like a roadie, and we all go to a
I think
bodega.
you took a shot.
I think I took a shot too. Like,
Of body vodka.
and then we all stop at a bodega, and we all get like White Claws on the way there, and we're like 5 blocks out, and we all just kind of are like, I don't think I should drink anymore. Like, I'm kind of drunk.
No,
like,
it's
fuck, like,
it's
I'm
that
really
feeling
fucked
that
up.
when you're like, oh no, I'm gonna puke on the bus, but it was like, oh no, I'm gonna like spew crap on the podcast. Like, I'm a liability. I'm not gonna say things right. The engineer's gonna know.
I'm the non-PC uncle at Thanksgiving. I'm just fucking letting it out.
No, literally, I was like, fuck, and there's no way I can undo this.
Oh my god. I was the type of tired after like a long work week where I was like, the buzz can take you one of two ways of like, let's get into it, or like, oh my god, I'm like
Gonna fall
losing
asleep.
it. And I was like walking, like going like low battery mode, and I was like, wake the fuck up, you gotta be a star. Like, get up. And yeah, but we pulled it together.
No,
we got
meanwhile,
into the
I'm not
studio.
gonna do like, no one can tell. No one can tell. I swear, no one can tell. And I'm like,
The like sound engineer is like this really cool girl. I'm like, oh gosh, she knows I'm tipsy.
No, I literally think she was like, anybody that got a podcast these days.
Literally, and we start off
everybody's got a podcast.
in the video version. You can probably see all of our just like excitement slash like, are you laughing at us or with us? But like when Hannah says in the very beginning of the podcast, she was like still in the room, and Hannah was like, welcome back, Big Time Stuffers, and she literally was like, Big Time Stuffers.
she like laughed,
Like,
and I
laughed.
looked like, yeah, she likes it.
It's an original.
Validate us, please. Please, for the love of God. We paid a lot of money to sit on this velvet couch, please.
I was like, thank God. But then, as we started to get into the episode, I was waiting for her to chuckle again, and she didn't. And then I started
know.
getting in
And
my head,
she
I'm like,
left.
She's not laughing.
She's not laughing. Oh my gosh. And I had to like tell my highs and lows like in the beginning, and I literally was like, I felt like I was presenting in like a college like
one.
class. I was like, oh my god, like I'm shaking, get it over with. But I feel like all in all, I mean, we still haven't edited the first episode, but I feel like it was good. And
It was good. It was a nice refresh. It helped us,
it was.
you know, really hold ourselves accountable. We booked the studio. We did that.
we did the photo shoot.
We did the photo shoot. We did the studio. So we're now in it. Like, we're fully committed. If we back out, it's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. But now we're back to our roots. And
home sweet home.
but we're not in the closet this time. We're in
Closet. We're not where Hannah does
not
her
in
work.
Hannah's office
uses
closet, our
gets
living room.
ready, eats,
Now
lives her life.
we're up in the loft, the top bunk.
The
of
top bunk.
The top bunk of the Gallus, as it's
We're
been
at
coined.
sleepaway camp, and we're in the top bunk.
If you got, we like, not to be annoying, but like we have to do like a room tour at some point of like or
yeah,
apartment tour.
No
Like,
fish islands.
It's no fish
Stripped down,
islands.
raw.
Like raw, uncut, like
No street easy edits. Just pure.
This
Property
ain't MTV
Sisters.
Cribs.
No.
like but it actually
This is
is
the Harry Potter closet.
just like a giant bunk bed apartment. Like it's just me and then the bottom.
Should
like,
start telling people we're friends from camp.
honest camp friends.
We're camp friends.
Wait, I kind of love that. We're camp friends.
No.
It's so camp of us.
So camp.
It's so camp.
Our apartment is camp.
That's one way to spin it.
Could you imagine POV the street easy listing? A 3-bedroom flex that's camp right in the heart of the Lower East Side.
It's
Like-
giving camp.
It's giving camp.
That's fucking hilarious.
They could get another $200 for that. You market it well.
Yep. Fair enough.
Saying.
They can get another $200 for anything in this city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My lord. But after we recorded on Friday, we came back. I think we all had our individual little screen time for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, toy time. Absolutely.
Toy time.
Unplug.
Horizontal toy time. Yeah. Don't talk to us. But then we went back out. And where did we go first?
I went to Kind Regards. A place a little swanky, too.
It is a little swanky.
Well, like, swanky for what, you know?
For what? It's a literal glorified retro hallway.
But there wasn't anyone dancing. Like,
no,
it's all sitting.
It's not a dance bar.
I don't know.
I just want to dance.
I just want to dance.
So then we
Watch
did.
me twirl, daddy.
Watch me twirl.
So, yeah, then we went next door.
Twirled.
Oh, my God. We went to pianos. Pianos is so fun. I feel like people hate on pianos because it's basic, but I love it.
We just discovered it, and it's our new
I honestly
favorite.
don't feel like pianos is basic.
I don't think it's basic either. I'm literally
The
going off
crowd
of that
is not.
because
We were the most basic people there.
That's
for sure.
We were actually in a Bring It On movie. Like, we walked in and it was like...
it was electric in there.
It was. The
It was.
dance energy... It was like fucking step up to the plate or get out.
So, and that was the energy I brought into the night because I either decide when I walk into a bar and like we're going to dance, I either decide if I'm going to go a Bud Light night route, like kind of chill, like, you know, whatever.
Bud Light and two-step?
Bud Light and two-step or tequila soda and shake fucking ass. And I ordered tequila soda and that set the mood
Guess what I ordered?
for my entire dance floor experience that night. And it was electric. It was electric.
There was a moment where things are heating up. People walk onto the stage and they're starting to bend it over and shake it for the crowd.
But
and
I had been like eyeing that because we went on the stage last time we were there. Remember? Yeah.
Oh, no.
And so I'd been eyeing
that
the
was
stage.
a tequila soda night.
It
Then.
was.
Night.
And no one was on that stage. And I was like literally like looking.
You're like,
back
does
at
everybody
it.
know this is available real estate? Or?
It was an empty stage, and people go
But
on,
then, yeah.
and we're all just minding our business, dancing a little bit, and Katie darts for the stage.
She was our rep.
I was like, is anyone coming with me? And you guys were like, nah.
You're like, we're good.
Just you and DJ Max Carnage up there. And the rest of the fucking Bring It On crew. Like, I thought someone was going to challenge you to a dance battle, and we were going to have to go on full-on white chicks mode, where we're like,
stop.
All right, fucking bring out everything you got.
Everything you got, leave it on the dance floor. It was nothing but just absolute crowd management. Just.
We need to talk about
Unreal.
the Fedora man.
You guys. This man was just kind of loitering around the outskirts of her group. We're like, how's it going?
Yeah.
Mingling.
It was
you know?
literally like,
Hey.
You know, the pleasantry eye making, and then like, yeah,
Right.
get it, king.
The
and then,
and look away.
and then look away.
You know?
literally.
You're like, I'm acknowledging you, and I'm supportive, but I'm
Pop
supportive
off
over here.
Pop
your
off
thing,
over there.
king.
Yeah.
But over there. Thank you.
Like,
and
I
then
love,
all of a sudden.
I love it, but not with me.
What?
I just went to sip my wine and I did it with them.
Which one fetch?
I'm getting flashbacks to
It's a
before
tequila
episode 1.
soda night.
Okay, put that back.
Saturday. Tell me it's Saturday.
We'll clip that. We'll 1000% clip it.
No,
Okay,
I really
wait,
want to see
continue,
that.
Sorry. I literally just went. God. Okay.
And that's the tea, sis. Anyway, so there we are watching our rep.
Yeah.
We're cheering her on, and all of a sudden, these hands are around my waist.
Wait, did he full on?
Yes, he saddled up to me.
No.
Him and his fedora and all, fedora and me. I just turn around and I just step off. I dethrone myself.
Dethroned.
And I look and I go, oh, no. And he's like, I was like, just dancing with my friends.
Oh my god.
And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, sorry.
Oh man.
And I just look away and I'm like, Katie.
Oh
This
god.
man's also easily 48, 50, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you think he was old? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
He was middle-aged.
It's hard to
But
tell
he was
the
like
age of
at
someone
least
in a
30s.
fedora willingly in a
Right.
club or in a
Because fedora, I think, could add 20 years and it could also remove 20 years. And it just
Right.
really depends on what your starting age was.
so true. It could yeah.
Did I just seize? We're keeping that. It could, and that's my thesis.
And when you Okay, so then after that, who was the big bodacious ass
No, I'm so jealous of this woman's badonk. That thing's in another fucking zip code.
Have you seen the TikToks where it's like the vice principal with her keys and they're like, yes, her butt's bumping?
Oh my
She's like, just
She's
checking in, y'all.
She literally was vice principal off duty.
No,
on
she's
that
vice
dance floor.
principal
No,
off duty.
because the problem was, we're dancing, and her head is over here. So you think she's over here.
I think you're in the safe zone.
But really, her ass is here. She knocked her friend Rachel's drink completely out of her hand.
With
like,
just her butt.
Like, it just bottomed out. And Rachel looks and she goes, and I was like, dude, like, ass for days. And then she bumped me a little, and I took a dead ass, like, 2-step stutter. Like, it wasn't like a knock, and it was like a boop, boop. Like, I was like, whoa. So basically, we weren't bringing anything to the table, and she was bringing enough ass for the 5 of us.
No,
That's
actually.
fucking hilarious.
Like, anyway.
It was very clear how out of the crowd we were.
but we were
are at the
so
front.
in it at the same
But yeah,
time.
but we were also so in it. And there was these 2 guys in the front who were like,
oh my gosh,
actual
they were
dancers.
Like pas de bourrée,
Like,
pas de bourrée,
literally.
sachet, like the whole
like they
9
were
yards.
break dancing.
and they turned to us, and this was like the most validating point of the night.
oh
They
my gosh,
turned,
it
and
was
they were
awesome.
like, yeah. And we're like, does that mean we're doing something right? Like,
No, they
like we got those.
no, it literally was.
Sorry, I know I shouldn't scream.
Sorry to your ears.
No screaming.
But yeah, that was
was
electric.
awesome.
Did
That
anything
was-
else
yeah.
happen at pianos? Really?
They just kept on playing tunes to the point where we couldn't keep up. We were like, we're exhausted.
We were getting
was-
repeats. Like there
We
was
were getting a few
we were getting
repeats.
repeats. DJ Max Carnage.
How do you always
He just
remember
lost
the rogue ass
touch.
DJ names?
I just like, how could you forget Max Carnage?
Well, we'll never forget DJ McLovin.
We were literally doing this. Okay, so there's this DJ who
Wait, set the
frequents-
scene though. Also, was it the Harry Styles goth night? No, it wasn't.
We also accidentally went to goth night at a bar. And if you thought we were out of place at the last bar we just talked about,
We also we had
Imagine
gone to a
us-
John Party concert before, so we're wearing cowboy
gosh, that's
boots,
right.
denim cutoffs, and
You just saw
sweeteart
friggin'
necklines, and we walk into
sweetheart necklace.
And I had just
Literal
said Harry
goth night.
Styles.
Yeah, and Katie's all Harry Styles. So who's the real winner? And then we went to goth night at Home Sweet Home.
It was so terrifying. Like, it almost put a damper on me meeting Harry Styles that night.
And when we say goth night, it's not just people with dark hair and black. Like this girl was wearing a hood with like Julia Fox.
Yeah.
And she was like 6 feet tall, like kind of like staring.
And it
into
was like
herself,
the dancing of like
Yeah, what do they do?
gyrating,
Grumping? What is it called?
LARPing.
Jean,
No,
are you talking about crumping?
no,
I
they
meant to
the
say
goth
LARPing.
people were not.
I was about to say it was not crumping.
No, I didn't remember what it was called.
It was
It's
like if a
LARPing, but I said
Dementor went to a
grumping.
club.
If a Dementor started doing like lyrical
Like, they were
dancing, like it was a lot. But anywho, we digress.
To each your own. I just can't get into it.
Right.
We digress.
Anyway, there's a DJ that pops around the Lower East Side.
Yeah.
DJ McLovin. But DJ McLovin also likes to do a lot of self promo.
He also looks like Jerry from Cheer.
So
does look like Jerry from Cheer.
Every time I
And
see
he gives
him,
himself
I'm
Matt
like,
talk while he's fucking DJing.
gives
Does
himself
give himself
Matt
Matt
Gives
talk.
himself Matt talk.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
this man, you'll be like dancing to like fucking Rihanna, and you're like, I love it here. And then all of a sudden, DJ McLovin is doing it for the ladies. And you're like, you peek over at Mr. McLovin, you're like, are you? Like, I was shaking my ass. So, like, in a way, true.
He does.
but it's also like,
But, like, you as an entity, I don't.
It's literally like every 3 songs.
Yeah.
I found love in a hoe. DJ McLovin's doing it right. Like, it's like, oh my god. All right, pop off, King. Yeah, you are doing it right.
He's
But
an advocate, and he's a self-promoter. Like, maybe we could learn a thing or two.
that would be
Maybe.
us if we had a
Honestly,
DJ set.
yeah.
Big time stuffers on the dance floor.
just know that when we all become DJs, we've hit our lowest low.
We've officially tried every fucking side hustle hobby in
How
the
about
book.
another Taylor Swift hit, y'all?
My Swifties in the crowd.
Make some noise. God.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna put on all too well 10-minute version. Bye. Pop off, sis.
Oh my god.
Love it.
Love.
Anyway, so yeah, there we are at pianos. We're hitting repeats. So
yeah.
we're like, you know, blow this popsicle stand. Let's go somewhere else.
Let's cool down.
Yeah,
cool
it
down.
was
We're
time for a cool down.
Sweating. Our jackets were
In the
just
middle of
sitting
winter.
on the stage.
We
'cause-
shoved them in between 2
Which,
speakers.
like, to be honest, you're not dancing if you're not sweating.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so true.
break your sweat.
break
Put that on a keychain and sell it.
That will be our next merch.
That's our merch drop.
Merch.
You're not dancing.
Preview. Preview.
But yeah, so we just moseyed on down the corner to another staple, 82 Stanton.
Our favorite. I think it might be my favorite bar.
It's becoming defo like one of our tops, I would say.
It's just like a little room with cute people.
Cute people.
The best part about A2 is it's small, so if you go in there and it's empty, it's like cozy, and it's not like you feel like you're the only people in there. It kind of just feels like you're just grabbing a drink with the people you go with. And then when it's popping, it's a little poppin'. Like, whoa, but you're also literally, it's poppin'. They also have a great happy hour, and it's right on the corner of a big street, and they open up all the windows in the summer. So
we're taking this moment to do
this
some
is sponsored by
advertising. Yeah, literally.
Stanton.
Fucking free ass PR. Happy hours from 4 to 7. Margaritas are $7. All draft beers are $1 off.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They don't have food, but if they got into it,
they should.
I see food advertised, but I've never seen food.
I've never
served.
seen the food.
I've never seen the food.
Because no one's ordering a loaded mac and cheese, grilled cheese there. Like they do all that like
So
funky
true.
shit. And I'm like, where's this coming
They
from?
also don't have a kitchen.
Right.
They have 3 doors back there, and I've never seen a single person go into the third. It's a male's bathroom, it's the men's bathroom,
A male's bathroom.
it's the male's bathroom, and then it's the female's bathroom, and then
Females.
So now that we've covered the layout and the menu,
No, like their fucking happy hour, the layout, the square footage, the
in the
staff.
back left corner you'll find the door to the male's lavatory. And if you mosey,
The lavatory.
but
yeah.
but it was really packed when we got in there that night.
We also like just only
male's
got waters there on Thursday. Like we went there for waters.
We went there for the bartender that's always there came over and gave us the most
This was rough.
Such
heavenly
water.
iced water, but basically was like,
Another perk.
this is complimentary, but order a fucking
Right.
drink. And then we were like, we're just gonna. He came back again. And we're
Yeah.
like, we'll see
He
ourselves.
He literally
go.
said, "I'll try this again."
We
said, "We're
from
just
the
gonna
tap,
go."
and we're like,
It was just dead.
it was dead.
After I just said that,
It's
even if
cozy.
it's dead, it's
Still
still
cozy.
Yeah,
But it was
Thursday
dead
just
cozy.
Yeah, we had gone to 8 bars on Thursday night, which were complete flops after flop after flop. We don't need to get into it, but anyway, it was just our last ditch ever, and it wasn't
Yeah.
giving.
So then we found ourselves there on Friday, and it was a much different scene.
It was
Yeah.
packed.
Friday it was like so packed, and there were some cuties
And
and some not cuties.
juveniles.
And Topher.
Some literally
Some
Topher.
juveniles.
We sit down, and at this point, I don't think we were really.
We're just playing some games.
We're just playing some
Yeah,
chit-chatting.
we were playing games.
Yeah.
We weren't in like scouting, but we
No.
were approachable.
Yeah, we were making eyes, working the room visually. Not chatting.
Visually.
Not physically, but scouting as we do. That's how we convince ourselves we're putting in effort. Towards our love life is just tall
Making
hottie over there.
half-ass
Tall
smiles
hottie, 3
across the bar.
o'clock. Smiles. Done. Like, done.
I made eye
chat.
contact. I did my flirting.
If he wanted to, he would. So
Oh.
anyway,
Anyway,
but Topher did want to, and
we're playing these games, and these 2 kids come over.
kids.
Literal kids. I think I was like sipping my beer or something, and they had already introduced themselves, and I look over
It
and
was
I'm
Bryce
like,
Hall. It was Bryce Hall.
oh
And his
my
companion.
god, like they literally looked 19, and that's generous.
I literally felt like I had a responsibility. Like I went from being like a carefree 24-year-old, just like dancing with my friends, to like, can I see your ID? Like I felt like I was an undercover cop, and I was enabling like drinking minors, which like I'm all for minors drinking. That's horrible. I meant like
No,
in
but
college,
yes,
at like
yes.
a party. But like,
No, yeah.
what are you doing here, and why are you hitting on women clearly older than you?
Clearly.
I literally asked to see his ID.
And he did.
And
he
showed
brought it
me.
out.
I was like, this is fake. I'm like flexing it. I'm like, I don't know about this. Does it scan? Does it work in other bars? Is this the only place that works for you? Where are you from?
I was trying to save you for about 75% of it, and then I eventually
I
just
dipped
went,
so quickly. I
I'll let you
literally
fight
saw
this one
you
on
were
your
There
own.
was no way to get out. Like his other little friend was like, dude, covers up. Like we got to get out of here. But I was like, holy fucking Cougar Town, jailbait.
No,
Like you're jailbait.
our friend Rachel. I love it. She's like, what, 3 years older than us?
Yeah.
She's so very young, but she was like, how old do you think we are? How old do you think we are? I'm 28. I'm 28.
Get it through your fucking
Get it
head.
through your mind. I'm 28. It's not gonna happen. It was hilarious.
But the worst part is, Mr. Topher, man, while we're saying this, is like feeling up the small of my back and is like,
That is
I like cougars. And I was like, oh my God.
That is so scary.
Like, Topher, please.
Topher.
But at the same time, I was like,
Down,
God,
Toph.
whoa. Like, damn, boy.
Not an 18-year-old making you feel
I don't get
something.
hit on a lot. So
we were poking holes through the story and things weren't clicking.
we're like, what's the. I literally at one point go, get your mom on the phone. Like, call your mom. if your mom picks up and will confirm your fucking date of birth, then maybe we can keep chatting.
Oh my God.
Hitting on you would be the most difficult thing in this entire world. I can't imagine approaching you at a bar and being met with, pull out your ID. I don't believe you. Get your mom on the phone. I don't believe you.
If you can get your mom on the phone to confirm your
You need to go
DOB,
somewhere else to pick up girls.
With that hair, I would never date you. I'd wet myself. I'd wet myself.
literally giggling. I go, boys, there's no way. Like, what you think is going to maybe happen here, it couldn't be further. Like, I literally go, do yourself a favor and cut your losses. Claire! No, but it did.
So
it
Claire
like
bullied
off,
some 19-year-olds.
It came off so less bitchy than that. But, like, also, it's the book, like, Why Men Love Bitches. Like, this man was, like, eating it up.
He was
you know?
eating it up.
And he's like,
He was gobbling.
He
will
was in
not
love.
be calling my mom. And I was like, well, it ends here. It ends with us. See ya.
Oh, my Lord. It was bad. Katie and I were clearly so out of it.
I was so out of it. I saw Topher like pull up, and I literally was like, "Welp!" And I like turned around to like the cute like guys over there in the corner that were doing some like little friend group reunion. Of course, all had girlfriends. Also super spooky, but like I was the like the really tall one. He like came up like it back into the group, and he had like a vodka crayon, and I just like kind of had my hand loosely out, and he just like plopped a vodka crayon in my hand. I was like, is this for me? He's like, yeah.
What?
Which like, why did I drink it then? Like, that is literally so scary. But that was like kind of a little highlight.
I so would have drank it.
6'3" man just like plopped a little vodka crayon in my hand. I was like, okay, cool.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Can I have another?
But then I went to the bathroom and I came back, and that's when the interaction with the short king.
Oh, I love this short king.
It was the most bizarre experience, like, truly ever. But it was kind of the same thing of like the 18-year-old hitting on you. Is like, oh well, I'm getting attention. What is this?
Right, like,
it's like
I'm not exactly
so
saying
wrong
no, but
because you're just off. But like, this is attention nonetheless. But like he slides into the bar, and he's already shorter than me by a few inches, which I don't know if he was trying to play off that he was shorter by crouching down. But I was like,
I really lean in here.
I crouched down too. I was like, all right, this is the level we will be speaking at for this conversation.
No, and then you look over and I just see Katie
literally
slouching.
And I'm across from you two, and his eyes are like this.
And we're making like the just typical bland small talk of like, where do you live in the city? And I was like, oh, I live in Lower Side. I'm actually like right down from here. And he was like, oh, like where? And I like tell him our cross streets, and he was like, but like where? And I was like, well, like literally the corner of those two cross streets. And he was like, oh, but like what address? I was like, I literally said this to this man. I was like, do you understand this is the beginning of the murder documentary about me, Katie Lovelace? Like, I'm not telling you my address. And then like that was the end of our interaction. It was bizarre. I was like, I'm not telling you.
Oh no,
tonight
that wasn't
Dateline.
the end, because while you're telling him this, there's a kid that's on the other side of me, and he's like, bro, go to the bathroom, because he has puke all down his shoulder.
To make it worse,
All
this
down
man
his
is sporting just vom on his whole arm. It was.
Did you catch a whiff?
I didn't know this at all until you.
I
told
didn't
me
know,
afterwards.
but and honestly, I didn't see it. I was kind of like confused the whole time, but I was like, loser. And he has apparently puke all down his arm, and all of his friends on his side of the table are like, bro, go to the bathroom. And it was just like a whole scene, and we were like, this is our time to go. Like,
but like also the fact that like. That's Claire and I who we get hit on these days.
No.
19-year-olds and puke-covered short kings.
No,
so.
puke-covered psychos that want to know your
Puke
fucking address.
like he literally like might come through the freaking skylight and murder me tonight. Who knows? If I had told him my address.
If you had told him. But like,
I didn't.
Granted, we're so approachable.
I took the
We're
rogue
so
vodka crayon, but I didn't give him my address.
Easy to talk to. Call your mom.
so before you slide into their DMs, know what you're working with.
Hi,
Literally.
this is the girl that Topher wants to sleep with. Can you confirm his TOP?
Can you send me his birth certificate?
Basically, if you say it's older than 22, we're gonna fuck. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine you get a call from your son?
No.
I'd be like,
So we went to get pizza, of course.
At our favorites.
At our favorite Uncle Sam's. And I was getting my huge, seeing my guys. And
Toodles.
Those are the only men in New York that love me.
They do love you.
They do
love you.
Can't lie. Which is scary because that means I go there way too often.
Every time I walk in and it's like crowded, I'm like, royalties arrived. Like,
Literally-
step out of our way. Like, you don't
You're
know.
like, you're a celeb, and we're like a little bit of like your C-list entourage.
No,
They,
they
like,
love
They'll
us
give us
all.
a wave and a nod.
They recognize
you
us, but they're
know?
like, all right, what's your order? And give us the card.
Right.
But you're like, how are you? I see this on your Instagram. Like, they're
Oh
obsessed.
my gosh! Did we talk about this on the last episode
No.
about him asking? Oh, he like
Nephew.
the first time I went to go get pizza again since I had been out of New York. I had like I had dyed my hair black. Hello, am I okay?
You're okay.
No, that was right.
Okay,
You
I
dyed your
had dyed
hair.
my hair back to like really dark brown, and it was the first time I went back to the pizza shop, and he like hands me my pizza, and he was like, "Your hair, I see it on Instagram. It looks so much different. You changed it." I was like, "Thanks for noticing. Thank you, Clay Ranch." Like, it literally, I was like, these people know way too much about me. Oh my god. We need to be a little bit more brief. We have so much more to cover, I feel like, too.
I feel like we can breeze through Saturday.
Saturday was cutesy. My sister
Saturday was
came over, and we all did like a little glam squad for
Yeah,
her. We like
it's fun.
we drank champagne, and she had like her in-law or her brother-in-law's wedding to go to, and so I was helping her out with like getting ready. She decided to do this like really intricate hairstyle, and luckily we
like
had
last minute too. Like,
we had
I
our-
think I want to do an updo. And
we're like all just like chatting, and she like pulls up this like Pinterest tutorial, and she's like spinning her hair and like shoving bobby pins in. We're like, "Do you need help?" And like, I know nothing about hair. Luckily, our stage mom here stepped in to save the day. But
You know, that's where my like 6 years of dance comes in. I'm like, yeah, we'll just do a little twist here, a little spray, a little bobby. We're
like,
good.
you were in your fucking
Yeah, you
zone.
were.
I was like, fast forward like 20 years. I'm so excited to see you in your moment.
no, literally, you're like, and give me a little shake. Yeah,
Bring
the
in
twist
either-
is secure.
The twist is secure.
Twist is secure. Batten down the hatches, Hoots into tower. Twist is secure.
Katie, bobby pin me.
All right, I
Pin
want
me.
to curl those front pieces, and then I just want to do one more shake test before we let you go.
It was great.
It was
great.
beautiful,
Yeah.
stunning, beautiful, amazing.
Amazing. And then
Maybe that's what I'll do for unemployment. Anyone out there need a hairdresser? Well, not a hairdresser. I can't cut it, but I can twist
can
it and
style
bobby
it.
pin it in.
hell yeah.
Bop it and spin it and
Bop
twist
it
it.
and spin it and twist it and bop it.
Yay!
Oh my
I'm
god.
fine with that.
You know what? That's pretty on par with like the Y2K hairstyles.
No, literally. She got some butterfly
Just a
clips,
little
and
bit
you're
of-
in business.
Seal it up.
Beautiful, amazing. Yeah, and then we just went to like a little cutesy beer hall. We played a little shuffleboard.
It was really
we played
fun.
A little foos. And then we went to our favorite place on planet Earth.
Regal. It's like literally my Be Real, I feel like, went off every time I went to the movies last week, which was like 3 times. And I was
Yeah.
like tipsy at Regal again.
No, because the fact that
Yeah,
movie
again.
theater popcorn was my meal 3 times last
No,
week.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
They need to get some more like suitable sustenance options there for the regulars. don't
Chex
you
Mix.
think?
Can you give me some Chex Mix, some Goldfish, some Cheez-Its? Like,
honestly.
I can't eat popcorn anymore.
I'm my gut is shreked from the
Shreked.
popcorn.
I'm upset that they don't have the butter it yourself option.
So
Yeah.
true.
Bigger Regals back at home allow you to butter your own popcorn.
Butter your
They
own
do
popcorn.
it too much. They either don't do it enough or they do it too much. And
I
either
know.
time I'm
I'm dissatisfied.
dissatisfied.
Yeah.
Right.
So fair.
They've kind of had like an attitude lately at the concession stand. I don't really know what's
But you
going
know who
on.
doesn't have an attitude?
Who? Oh,
Our front door guy.
this man.
He's the like I wish nothing but pure happiness, joy, and love in this man's life. Like, he is just so
Yeah.
We should write a review.
amazing.
He's hopped up on dopamine. Like it's flowing. It's
Welcome to Regal, ladies.
Literally.
Let me enjoy your movie.
No, let me get your door.
Like, he's so.
You have tickets on your phone. Go upstairs.
But
Either
we
that or
also
he's
were
a serial
realizing we're
killer.
like, if we worked with him, we
Right.
probably would be like this
Oh
guy.
no, we're like, because he would get employee of the month every month, and you'd be like, "Fucking A." Does he quit?
Alan,
But as a customer,
shove it.
Yeah,
in crayon,
as a customer,
chef's kiss.
he knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
So
So
we saw Puss in Boots.
we saw Puss in Boots.
Puss and Boots.
It was so good.
It was really good, honestly.
Really good, honestly. 5 of us in a row, just recline, full on Wally,
Reclined in our happy space,
munching on corn.
Yep. Sipping a tall boy.
It was
Again,
good stuff.
Sponsored by Regal.
It's our bread and butter. That's our kind of Saturday
It's not,
night.
but it could be.
But it could be.
Regal.
And you know what's funny though is so many people that we work with have come up to me and been like, "I got a Regal pass."
Yeah,
like
because we spread the good word.
We spread the good word. We go tell it on the mountain. Honestly, we're like we're going campus reps,
especially in New York when. Example 1A, like few of us have actual prime couch options with the TV.
Right.
It's a perfect place to just recline with your friends and watch a flick.
The people's couch. Regal is the people's couch.
So true.
This guy today was like, I would just like rather watch a movie from my couch. And I literally looked at him and I go, check your fucking privilege.
Check your privilege.
Fucking
This is our couch.
This is the couch.
And the TV's behind the camera. But yeah, so check your privilege.
Regal's our couch, sir.
And it's a beautiful one.
And that's why we have to go to Delancey because there's only full recliners there.
Yeah.
Union Square, no.
But,
Union Square.
But well, should be.
Yeah, get into it.
Fast forward. We should.
Sunday we didn't do. Sunday we went to a Niners game, or we went to watch the game of the bar. Am I okay again?
The game of the bar, the game.
And it was lame. And
name of the game,
fine.
the game of the bar.
The most exciting part is when the players got into a fight for like 0.2 seconds, and then we're like, it's probably not gonna happen again. We should go.
Yeah, but
Monday
we went to another movie on Monday. We went to see Avatar, but we did we have to insert the videos.
We did it right. Yeah, we'll insert the videos.
We like walked to the farther Regal one because that's where they had the 4D, the Avatar 2, Way of the Water, 3D, 4DX experience. That's and it was incredible.
It was incredible.
Incredible.
I was describing it to people today. I was like, so then when the Na'vi gets stabbed, you get stabbed.
Oh, yeah. Because it's not even just like the chair moves. They like, if you get like shot in the back, they have like a little thing in the chair that like,
it's like,
dings you in like your back. It was wild.
There's mist, there's scents, there's fans. If there's bullets flying, you're getting pew, pew, pewed. It's crazy. It's like a roller coaster too.
It really is.
You couldn't eat popcorn sitting in that chair because
you're
just
like you genuinely do like shake so fucking much.
I wasn't there, but it reminds me of when we went to Universal Studios and they put you through the Transformers movie, right? And they're like,
the way you would have gotten so motion sick.
So motion sick.
You would have been throwing up ill.
Yeah. But the movie was really good.
It was.
I personally, that was the second time I've seen it, and I still can't get past the fact that they had Sigourney Weaver. Spoiler if you haven't seen the movie, but like this isn't a spoiler.
It's wrong.
They have Sigourney Weaver, who's what, 70?
Yeah.
She's 70?
I don't know.
So
65, 60? I don't know. Regardless, playing like a 13-year-old Na'vi character, and it was the most distracting thing in the world to me.
Yeah. She comes back as like her daughter.
It was odd.
But I'm like, why did they have to have the same voice? Like, you're trying to tell me there's no voice actor in Hollywood that could be Sigourney Weaver adjacent, where it could sound
I was like,
similar?
how close is Sigourney Weaver and James Cameron to the fact that like he secured that bag for her for the next 3 movies? That she's gonna be this character.
Honestly,
now.
she probably was like, if you're gonna use my face in some capacity,
good on her.
Write my check.
Get your bag. Sigourney got in the studio, got her bag, and left.
So true.
Speaking of voice actors, Kate Winslet.
Oh my gosh!
When I saw it separately, but when I saw it and they were doing the name credits, I was like, Kate Winslet.
Wait, who was she again?
She was the Water People's queen. Oh. Yeah.
Does not sound like her.
But I feel like the Water People also looked less like the actors.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the Forest Na'vi people, like you can tell like that's Zoe Saldana or whatever.
Also, they've been releasing behind the scenes on TikTok where you see the actors doing it with all the dots, and then you see paralleled with it the actual movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I watched Avatar 2 in theaters, I was so like in tuned and analyzing their facial features because the dots like don't get all of their facial expressions really well. Yeah. And I felt like I picked that up through the TikToks of being like, oh, she was so much more expressive and it didn't really like show through in the animation. And I felt like the whole time I was just like, I don't know. I don't trust it.
Don't
trust it.
The hissing has got to be real, you think?
Yeah. The hissing?
You know, they do a lot of like.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was real.
Yeah. I love those movies.
They're good.
They're so
You
good.
said they're filming the 3rd already, right?
They already filmed the 3rd.
What?
Yeah. They filmed the 2nd and the 3rd like together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're going to wait another 10 years to release it?
Yeah, for real. Well, because I was listening to a Sigourney Weaver podcast yesterday.
Oh, she's
when I delve into a world, I was like, all right, James Cameron first, now let's do Sigourney Weaver.
It's the Avatar universe.
Yeah. But
You've arrived.
she said that they started like training for the movies in 2017. Isn't that wild?
Training. Oh my God.
Honestly,
And she was able.
I believe it.
She was able to hold her breath for over 6 minutes, which is wild underwater. But Kate Winslet beat like Tom Cruise's record, and she was able to hold her breath for like 7:20 or something. Isn't that crazy?
It's like also one thing to hold your breath underwater. It's another thing to be acting, swimming, holding.
Right.
Bizarro.
It couldn't have
Bizarro.
been me. It actually couldn't have been me. I would have been like 3 to 30 seconds and been like, tap me out.
Right.
Pull me up.
No,
I can't
no
do
way.
it anymore.
I don't even think I can hold my breath for a minute, to be honest.
Crazy.
Wow, they're such an inspiration.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so it was really good.
That's kind of our weekend.
But and then Hannah, what was that? Tuesday or Wednesday? What was your big
Wednesday. So clearly unemployed, so I have lots of time on my hands. So I have a New York bucket list, and one of them is seeing a live taping of a show. And so
yeah, you got to mark that off. I didn't even think about that. That's cool.
And so I was like, well, the whole reason I haven't been able to mark this off before is because usually the filmings are a lot earlier than when they're actually broadcasted. So here in New York, you can enter into a lottery and you can win free tickets, which is awesome. But they usually don't tell you if you've won the ticket until a day or so, like maybe a week in advance.
Yeah.
And you have to like check in really, really early in the afternoon. So I went in for the lottery at the Seth Meyers show and I got it, which is really exciting. And they made you check in at 2. And so I've won tickets in the past, but not gone because I'm like, work. But I'm like, Mama doesn't work anymore, so I can do it.
I'm free.
So I went to the show, checked in, did the whole thing. I don't need to go through all the nuances, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, industry and action, kind of see the behind the scenes.
Like,
yeah. See,
BTS.
Yeah, see all the different people. There's like cue card people. There's a stage manager. There's pages there. There's a comedian there just to like live up the crowd. There's so many people behind the scenes that you wouldn't think of. There's a photographer, and they're so professional. They just do it in one take. Really, all the interviews are live, and that's the takes that they use. He only re-recorded one thing because of sound, and he was the most enthusiastic, upbeat, on point.
Love him.
I was just so shocked. He came out and spoke to the audience before the show, and then he did a little intermission and came and talked to us, and the whole time he was just like upbeat and chirpy. And I was like, you do this 5 days a week for how many weeks out of the year? Like, I can't believe that you put on this show every single day and you seem so genuinely happy. I'm like, that is what I want in life.
Yeah.
And then I came home and cried about how I was unemployed. Anyway, if you're in New York, I highly recommend doing it. It was really cool.
Wait, when they like break for commercials, do they actually? Since it's recorded like earlier, like do they just like take like a 30-second break, or is it actually like
it's a pretty quick break? It was, I don't know, because you obviously don't watch the commercials.
Right.
And
is it live? It's not live.
It's not live. So our showing started at 4, and it was about an hour that they taped for, and then I think it goes out at like 11 or you know sometime later. I don't know the exact time, but they obviously, that's the one that's showcased, but they obviously have time to like maybe edit some things or like fine tune some stuff. But yeah, he was a rock star. It was so cool just to see them in action. They're such professionals. It's so much more clean cut than you would think. It's a full production, but it was awesome.
We still need to go to Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Well, now that I don't have anything to do, when I'm back, I'll
enter all those lotteries.
Really? Like enter
I'll
every
sit
day.
on the street. You've heard
Billy
of
on the street.
Billy on the street. I'll be on the street that entire
Gene
crowd.
on the street.
I'll bring this mic.
Anyway, incredible.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's our weekend wrap. Our week wrap. You know, we got up to a lot. We did big things in the big city. You know what I mean?
Big time things.
And as Katie alluded to, you know, our next little segment is going to be about a super little cute slice of heaven, reality TV, our hyperfixation. It's back on the screen.
Or anything if we're well watched.
Absolutely.
Well watched women.
Well watched women, honestly. And, you know, as the saying goes, tonight. That's so cringe.
And
we got a little something for you. So just hold on there. Hi, babes.
Hey, babe.
We're back in the fucking villa, mate. Oh my days.
oh my days.
No more days.
God, I hope no one British is listening to this because
How about the girls go on the terrace? We do a little
chat.
It's funny though that you said "Oh my days" starting off, because I literally we all like kind of took notes on like, because we were gonna recap this, and I literally wrote down like, as soon as I heard the first "Oh my days," I was like, fuck, we're back in it.
Back, baby.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, so to give some context, this is the winter Love Island. They're back in
South
South
Africa.
Africa.
In a brand new villa.
Yes. And if you're not familiar with Love Island, it's originally a British TV show. They've branched off into like UK, or from UK to Australia to the US, but the best by far is the UK. It's the bread and butter. And it's a dating...
It's the blueprint.
It's
honestly.
a blueprint.
So true.
It's a dating show. It's awesome. It spans for like 40 plus episodes, and
Because you have new episodes 5 days a week.
yeah, 5 days a week.
So it is like a content whore's dream, which is us.
Which is us.
And it's not even like just about love. Like it's a cultural movement.
Cultural movement.
Like when it's on, everybody is dialed in. You know,
It's like the best connector to like a stranger of like, if you find out someone else is like watching Love Island, you're like, oh my god, okay, wait, okay.
I think it's 6 days a week.
Is it 6?
And
It
then
might be.
Sundays
You're
like
so
the weird
you get like
after sun.
you get
Yeah,
like
after
double
sun.
episodes
Yeah,
on
it's
like Mondays or
insane.
something. Yeah.
Yes. So where it shows originally, like if we were in Britain, it would be on live. Like we would be watching it like maybe a day after all of these events happen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in the UK watching Love Island UK, you're voting. You have this Love Island app where you're voting for your favorite couple, you're voting them off, whatever. It's huge. Like they're watching it live. So obviously we're not in the UK, we're here in the United States. We're watching it on Hulu. So we're a little behind the UK and what might be on TikTok and whatever, and you'll be watching this even a week after we film this, or 2 weeks after we film this.
So we're only covering like the first 4-ish episodes.
First 4-ish episodes.
So spoiler alert. If you
Spoiler
haven't
alert.
dove in yet, 1 through 4.
Yeah.
And if you don't watch Love Island,
Watch now.
watch now.
Yeah.
Or
What are you doing?
listen to our updates, because we'll be doing these throughout the season.
It's honestly like the best hangover like activity.
It's so good.
On like a
It picks
Sunday,
me
if you
up.
have like 3 episodes banked, it's just like, all right, settle in.
You just look at each other and you go, should we rip another?
Should we rip another?
And then you're just like, what kind of question
Spank
is that?
another
Of
episode.
course. Spank it.
And the
Literally.
best is when you are watching an old season. Like if you're new to the Love Island franchise and you get to watch it, just episode after episode after episode after episode. Like it's
It's a binger's dream.
But also,
binger's
when you
dream.
were saying that like people in the UK vote, it just made me think like it would be so fun to be like an abroad student if you were a fan of the show, and
With
then
ITV on cable.
ITV on cable, and be able to like vote in live in like real time and actually be a part of like the Love Island culture in the UK. Like that
I
would
voted
be
for them.
that would be so
Crazy.
fun.
Crazy.
Honestly,
It's
Love Island
like-
tourism, it's a thing. I'm
it's
sure.
their Bachelor, but it's so
But it's-
much better.
It's their Bachelor of like 2012.
yeah.
Of like
Yeah.
when everyone was like dialed
Monday
in.
night tuned
Yes.
in. Watch
Monday
parties.
night
Yeah.
tuned in. Yeah.
I think the sad part about Love Island, though, is like as the seasons go on, I think it does get less successful. And it's the same thing with Bachelor. You know,
Yeah.
like the OG season, people got married. There is
so good.
kids involved, and now it's
It's
teetering.
not. I don't even think I'm gonna watch. Are you watching it? You are watching it, right?
Bachelor.
Yeah.
I'm watching it because I'm a well-watched woman. Anyway,
Right.
I mean, I'm watching
Stay
it just
well-rounded.
because I like to watch TV
Yeah.
when I do monotonous tasks. So
Yeah.
it's something to watch when I don't want to pay attention to
Yeah.
actual the plot. But
Yeah. I feel like I used to be so obsessed with the franchise, and now I'm like,
I do
so it's just
too.
not as
Yeah.
good now.
It's been tainted.
What was your guys' like favorite though from like old seasons?
Bachelor or Bachelorette?
Both. Like growing up, I remember I was obsessed with Sean's season.
I never saw Sean's.
His was so good.
I remember having a big
And Desiree. Oh my gosh. If anyone knows the scene
Desiree
with
was
Desiree,
cute.
when her and what's his face break up on the pier, like in Bali or something. Oh my gosh.
I like
Core memory for me.
Caitlin Bristow.
Yes.
Oh,
That was
I
such a
loved
good
that
one.
season.
That was a good season. Or
And I
Emily
watched it with my
Maynard,
parents too, so all of my mom's opinions about her being so risque and how bad that was, I
which is
totally
hilarious
get that.
because now she would not even. But at the time,
at
like,
the
it was
time
like,
it was
Caitlin
crazy.
Bristow's crazy.
It was.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But anywho, back to Love Island.
back
Should
to
we give our viewers like a small brief plot of like what happens in the show, or should we skip that?
I feel like if they're listening to this,
Yeah, I feel like honestly, like if you're not a Love Island fan, like A, get on it, but
Yeah.
like B, skip this part. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
we're
see you
diving
next
in.
week
We're
if you're
diving in.
Sorry, either buckle in or we love you.
Right, like we're getting down in the deep. It goes
DMs.
down in the DMs. Okay, here we go.
And last disclaimer. None of us, this is huge for us, we have not watched it together, we have not discussed it,
Yeah.
words have not exchanged in
Huge
the
for
Gallus
us.
about Love Island. We've been taking notes.
The campers
Copious.
have not chatted.
The campers
No.
have not chatted,
And the campers love to chit chat, as we know.
Yeah.
so here we go.
We've been disciplined. All right.
So for the first time ever, guys came in the
First.
cars
Well,
first.
season 1 they did that,
Oh really?
and that's like that was something that I wrote down that I was like, this is interesting that they're bringing it back, because you could tell in season 1 that they never did it again because it was so awkward for the women if no one stepped forward.
It's so
Yeah.
And so I feel like
awkward.
this time they're all stunning. So I believe that people stepped forward. But I feel like the producers definitely were like, someone better fucking step forward. Like,
Because did
every
that
time.
happen in season 1?
Yes. The first girl that came out in season 1,
Oh my god.
nobody stepped forward. And she was like, and it's the first time ever doing the show. And she's like,
and she's the first woman out.
like, if you fancy her, step forward.
And no.
And you know, they always delay it anyway for dramatic effect.
Right. Oh my god. I would
No,
have.
it was a
literally-
delay, and then it was no one. And then she just immediately went to the subs bench and just sat there.
I would have grabbed the beanbag and like done a backflop into the pool, and then ended it all there. Oh my gosh.
No, I would have been like, I'm sorry, quit. But yes, sorry.
Okay.
I just,
So yeah,
I've,
the men
seen,
entered
I've
first.
seen them all.
No, thank you. So
was
I
like-
I felt there's a few things where I was like, was this done in season 1? I know it's not done afterwards, but
Yeah.
that was one of them. So the guys step out, which is pretty irregular. The first person to step out is Shaq. I said, as one of my notes, I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And I didn't know if it was because we haven't spoken British or listened to British.
Spoken British.
Spoken
We haven't
British.
spoken British.
Spoken.
The British tongue hasn't been spoke.
Right.
And I just am not
We're
familiar
back on
with
our
it.
British.
But it was like a little like, sorry. I'm gonna have
What,
to put
babes?
subtitles on and rewind this. What did he just say?
Yeah. I also just like I remember Shaq's all of their like intro like
Yep.
scenes that they do are just always so fucking hilarious, but his being a TSA thing, it looked so
So
much like an
funny.
actual TSA like
Yeah.
airport thing. I was just like, this is hilarious that they set these things out.
I
So
love that they do
funny.
the cheesy montage in the beginning.
And
Like,
they need to put the
so
energy that they put
funny.
into the montages in the
Yeah.
beginning into a date where it's not just like a table, a
Seriously.
fold out chair, like
what the fuck are those
on a grass
dates?
area.
At least they admit, like Ian Sterling comes on. And he's like,
yeah.
This glorious day of eating a strawberry in the middle
Right,
of a
right,
field,
right.
where they pretend to eat, but we don't actually give them food. Like,
Oh
it's
my
God.
pretty funny.
Which is why when they do those like end of season dates with the final like 4 or 5, that they always are so fucking blown away, and you're like,
That's what they
it's
saved the
really
budget for.
Not that crazy
Right.
what's going on.
Mhm.
But something I thought was interesting about the men coming in first, I just felt like, obviously the first episode is always a little bit cringy and awkward because you
Yeah.
don't know the people, you haven't grown an attachment to them yet. But I just felt like there was less energy in the kickoff.
Yeah.
Because when it starts with the women, they all get in there and they're like, babes, where are you from? What's your type on paper?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. And I was like, the guys just don't chat with each other the way that the girls do, where they're like, I'm so excited. Like, who are you into? Like, what are
Yeah.
you looking for? Like, they almost build the hype through their chat where the guys
Yeah.
are just like, oh, I'm fucking stoked to be here, bro. I'm
Yeah.
buzzing. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And then it's like the girls come out and they're like, where like when the hot guy walks in and the girls are all standing there, they're like, he's a bit of me. Like, they're
And the boys
chatting to
usually
each
come
other.
in, they're like, what up, ladies? And they're all
Right.
like,
I just think that the flip, there's something off about it.
Yeah.
And I wrote this down too. I felt like it started off the girls to be really against each other.
Yes.
Usually every season, the first 4 girls usually are really tight. Like,
Yeah.
they're all very for each other. No one's trying to step on each other's toes. They're all
Yeah.
a tight knit group, and that group usually like stays consistent throughout the
For
season.
sure.
And you can tell already that the girls are not very loyal to each other.
Wait,
That-
really?
I think so.
I feel like it changed.
I feel
a
like
little. In the beginning,
But
when
wait till you
Olivia
s-
stole
But episode 4, there's some holes.
Which
PSA, I didn't watch episode 4. They've seen them all, so we're gonna do a little like reveal of watch what happens live.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
diving in.
I mean, obviously they're all gonna like swap in the beginning, but I definitely feel like there's been a little bit of like they're not as united, in my opinion, and it could change. But I
Yeah.
could also I think
Yeah.
there's holes.
yeah.
For sure. there's always a couple loose cannons who do some like rogue ass behavior, but like the beginning is always rogue.
It is.
You know, like people are coming out the woodwork.
Yeah.
Making connections, all of a sudden just being like, I'm not into them, and you're like, what?
Yeah. This is also, I only have watched barely one season. Like I started late even last season, but that was my first like season watching. And this one, like this was my first like reveal, like when they enter the villa thing. And the only thing I can think of is like, how the fuck? Like I have fairly good eyesight, but like there's no way far. If I was across from a pool, I would be able to see what Will looks like and be like, I'm stoked he stepped forward.
Right,
you know what I mean? There's no, like I was like, they're like 50 yards away.
They were so far in that villa. I thought that too.
I've always had an inkling that they see pictures and their names before, because I feel like in recent seasons, and I haven't seen another season in a while, but they all kind of like remember each other's names. And yes, the host is there to be like, do you fancy Ron? But I feel like most people wouldn't remember. I feel like I don't know. That's just been my hunch. I have nothing to back that up, but I've always kind of thought maybe that's what happened.
I could see that for sure.
Also though, speaking of the host, who the fuck is she?
She's new. So,
but is she like important in British culture? Is she
She's
important in
gotta
the
be,
Love
I'm
Island
sure.
community?
I was going to bring her up too. I think
When she walked in, I thought she was the first person.
Yes,
She's stunning.
Laura
She's stunning.
Whitmore and Caroline, both very, very stunning women. But this woman is like extraterrestrial. Like she's out of this world. I thought she was Kim Kardashian in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, when she comes back into the villa in the black dress, I was like, what is Kim Kardashian doing here? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the host.
They've gotten Kim K.
Well, I'm just kind of like,
She also gives like very British like energy, like Love Island energy, where she kind of like looks more like them, whereas like the last host, like she's stunning, but she didn't look as much like BBL'd out. I feel like as them.
exactly.
I do feel like I wish she was a little cheekier. Like I think she's a little serious.
Yeah.
We need a little tongue in cheek from her, but I don't know who she is.
But the host also,
to
I
be
feel like,
honest.
kind of do nothing on the show anyway.
Honestly.
Also, might I say the starting, is it 4 or 5? It's
5.
4? Starting 5 for both men and women. Usually the starting 5 are more of the personality picks. Like they're obviously still objectively hot people, but they usually have a lot more chat. They usually are a lot funnier, and the bombshells are like, even if they have good chat and they're hilarious, they're objectively just like hotter.
Yes.
The starting 5 are all incredibly hot. I'm like, are you kidding? Like these are all incredibly hot people. Like it was a little shocking. Obviously there's some hotter than nots.
Yeah.
But like insane.
The starting 5, usually at least one of them wins, is in a couple in some capacity.
Yeah.
Like I think last year with Davide and Ekin-Su, that was the only time that like two
bombs
have won. Yeah, but they were such early bombs that they almost became starting 5 in a way. Like I think when you're an early
because Davide
bomb,
was the first bombshell.
yes, you kind of get roped in. But like I mean, so many of the couples like Gemma and Luca, Andrew and Tasha and India and Dami were all so the starting 5 on both sides like always are really strong, but I agree they're super hot, but like I want to see a little more personality from some of them.
I agree. Speaking of which, back to the people that came in first. Harris and his weird 5 size feet requirement.
I wrote that down. I was like, that triggered the shit out of me.
That is so weird.
I was like, sir, my shoe size is like twice that.
That's one of those things I'm like, do you know what that is? Like, do you know when boys are like, I like a girl that does natural makeup, and it's like actually a full beat, and they just don't fucking know.
Don't know.
So like, what in the insecure manhood that you need someone that, like, please, you'd be so honored to have a size 10 in your life, like a tall, beautiful beanstalk woman. Please, tall, beautiful beanstalk woman of size 5.
That's so odd. It was so odd.
That was like a
I also wrote down, I love that he had to swear he's hooked up with hot people. Like, I promise if I could show you my lineup, you would be wowed. I'm like, boy.
Ew.
Anyway, another thing about the intros, when they all had to fall into the ball pool tub.
Oh, yes.
I was like, my body dysmorphia. If they were like, okay, now fall and we'll slow motion you into the pool.
Wait, I don't remember this part.
You know when they do their intros, when they're like little interviews, and they're like, I'm 21, I'm from Essex,
and they're like falling into the pool, I would been like, no, let's just do something else. I'm not doing this.
Those are so cringe.
And they also did so many close-ups on their teeth. I was like, did they tell them to floss beforehand? Like, goddamn.
Oh my gosh.
Chris whitening strips. I literally just think that, like, it's so weird how the season morphs because the kickoff of, like, cheesy montage meets, honestly, like, douchey as fuck interview of, like, I'm slinging bitches when I'm at the club, like, blah, blah, blah. And then they end up being, like, this cute little sweetheart, and you're like, what the fuck was that? Well, because
I remember, like I said, I started late on the last season, and then I, like, was thirsty for more episodes when, like, it was the weekend or something, so I went back and rewatched, like, the first 2 episodes, and I was like, ew, like, these people are, like, so not who Luca or, like, Andrew or Paige, like, morphs into. Like, when you see their intro thing, it's like, ew, like, that's such a stiff, they're just, like scripted, performative, like, version of themselves.
And they're all like, oh, I've never had a relationship, women are just all over me, and I'm ready to get in the villa and meet my future wife. I'm like, what are you here? Because you've never had a relationship, right? You love the attention that women in club give you, but you're here for your future wife. Like,
none of it's consistent.
Like, come on. Like, you just can't trust them based off of their intro, because I do think they're fed lines, or they're just saying what they think is going to make them seem, like, cool and hot and, like, 100%. Wanted.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking of initial couples? Like, who are we shipping?
Well, I feel like my perspective has changed since episode 4.
Yeah.
Well, give me the deets. Give me the lowdown.
At first, I was really shipping Ron and Lana. I thought that those two would be it all the way.
I still think they might be. I think he's just really tempted by the new bombshell that came in. Zara.
I think I literally wrote in my notes, Ron and Lana will experience tests, but will find their way back to each other.
Stop.
Because you can tell they've got the little bit of the Zaza Zoo, but, like, it's just such early days that they can't commit to it yet. But I think Ron, like, deep down isn't a fuckboy, and I think
I kind of think he isn't. I don't know why, but, like, I'm kind of like, I don't think you're a fuckboy.
No, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we thinking of, like, Tanya and Shaq?
I really like them.
I really like them too.
I want Tanya to just.
I feel like Shaq, I don't know why, but I feel like he's. Well, because last season there was literally, like, no fucking nice guys. And I feel like I wanted Dami and Andrew to be the nice guys. And then they fucking ended up not being nice guys. And I'm, like, hoping, because I think Shaq's going to be a nice guy. I'm hoping that Shaq will give us that. Okay, wait, what are our other thoughts on, like, other couples, people in general, as far as in the villa right now?
Kai and Danielle, what do we think? What are they going to do? Will they go the distance?
For sure not.
Yeah, I feel like after their recent, like, blow up that they had, like, in episode 4.
The blow up?
God.
No, actually kill me. Sorry, they told me what happened. I'm faking it. I'm not an actor. I don't think it will last. I just think she was, like, a hot ting, and he was like,
it was so cringe when she was like, men usually go for me, so this is why I realized. I'm like, oh, bad luck.
Yeah, she went, like, a little kooky on him for sure. But for talking to Anime, which I'm kind of, like, loving their connection.
I'm shipping them. I like Anime. I think they have a pure connection.
It wasn't there with Harris for Anime.
No.
And I feel like he was just, like, making her seem a little boring. And I feel like maybe she's got more to give. Because I wanted her to give me a little bit more.
Yes, I concur. Yeah.
Harris and Olivia's connection, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He's too young. He's too young for you, bro. Like, I don't know what to say. Like,
I'm also just like, Olivia, you're coupled up with Tom. Like, Harris is cute, but like, it's Tom.
But like, lean into Tom a little here.
I think Tom is like so cute.
Everyone's heads are turning for the new girl bombshell.
Yeah,
Zara.
She's
cute. Mm-hmm. She's cute,
and I really like her energy. I was like living for her and Will's like little interaction. They were so cute. Because I feel like everyone's been saying in the villa since literally the beginning that Will's so funny and like Will's like a great guy, but like we haven't really seen much of like his humor or personality. And then like when their like little interaction that they showed in episode 4, he was like really cutesy.
He's great. Like, I'm really rooting for him. Claire was saying this in between takes, but there's always someone that they bring on. Like Love Island just has a formula of who they cast and who they put as their first 5, but they always have someone that the girls don't necessarily go for, but all of the villa thinks is just a stand-up guy. He has the chat. He's funny. He's charismatic. He has such a good, upbeat, like optimistic look on the whole thing.
Down to earth.
Yeah. And Will actually has popped up on my For You page before, and he does these like cute little videos with his sheep. And I always thought, I'm like, this guy is so cute. Like, oh my gosh.
He's more down to earth than a farmer, you know?
Than a farmer. And he literally when he walked in, I immediately clocked him. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy has popped up on my feed. He seems like a stand-up guy. So I really hope he finds a little
Justice for Will.
Justice for Will.
I love when he was trying on his perspective outfits for the group, and he was like, "What's gonna catch me a bird?" And they're all like, "That top."
Okay, wait. Speaking of bird, also, I think we've talked about this before. I know it's like a British thing. It sounds like such a derogatory term for a woman.
It does.
Like, I can't.
Couple of birds.
Like, go get a bird. And I'm like, ew, how dare you say that? Like,
but
I know it's just like,
is birds broads? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've always thought it was like a play on words for chick.
Okay. I feel like those are adjacent, like a couple chicks, couple birds.
Sense.
Yeah, it's not
broads
good.
is a little more aggressive.
That makes so much
broads
sense.
is kind of like the nicer way of saying bitches.
I've always thought of broads.
Broads,
like
I think of like
old, like an old.
Oh, a couple of old broads.
Yeah.
I think of broad. I think of like she's a wide set gal.
She's
that
broad.
So either way,
Thick
Couple
bone
of
broad.
I just think it's like chicks I'm indifferent to. Couple of broads.
Couple of birds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
because they'll say like my bird, you know, which I feel like
snag my bird.
They like the bird.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be British.
they like said bird.
They like said bird.
Oh my god.
They're feeding the bird.
Oh,
Little baby bird.
Okay, also though I was so disappointed by Tanya and Shaq. Tanya's her name, right?
Yes.
I'm still learning everyone's names. Tanya and Shaq's first kiss.
Yeah.
They had such a like I really loved that she was like, I don't want to give away the first kiss too soon. Like I really loved that. I was like, pop off queen, like try and get a slow and steady connection. It's literally only like day 2. But then they had such a like perfect moment to have their first kiss, and like
It was there.
she curved the shit out of him, and then just for them to kiss in bed that night, I was like, that was so anticlimactic.
So
and lame.
anticlimactic. But I don't see what she sees in David. I don't. David seems really
Kind of a square.
like a square, and he seems like a little.
His conversation with Tanya was so painful.
So painful.
So painful. He was
So
like,
painful.
I just think you're really hot.
Yeah.
Like, are
She's
you
like-
into me or no? And I
Right.
was just like, oh.
Which I was like kind of fair. Like she was
Right.
I was like, girl, say
She
it with
was
your chest.
dancing around
like,
it, and I was like, fair of you to ask, but I'm so
Right.
uncomfortable. Like, read the room. She
Yeah.
doesn't want
Obviously
to.
not into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if she was interested, she'd be like, yeah, you. So I'm just like, read the room.
Right.
I kind of just want her to like know what's good for her
Yeah.
and stick with Shaq, but I totally respect her desire to,
Branch
out and see what's out there for her.
Yeah.
I think the connection between her and Tom is like,
Who?
Tanya?
no,
Tanya?
Tanya and Tom. They kissed in the beer pong challenge.
Oh.
He was interested in her
Interesting.
before they coupled up.
Okay.
And
Good theory.
I think that they have like a little hidden thing going, and neither one has like admitted that they're into each other, but I think deep down there's a little something. So I wouldn't be surprised if that bubbled up later in season.
All right.
I feel like it's really hard when you're like in there and you're considering multiple options. It's almost like pick 2 and move on. Like
Yeah.
you can't, if you introduce a third into the mix, then your credibility just starts going
You can't be greedy.
way down. You can't be greedy.
It's
But then
not a
like it
buffet.
pops up later and you're like, well, it's kind of an unturned stone.
Yeah.
There's always some rogue ass shit that comes out later that's like, actually,
Yeah.
I do have a little something for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had to pick a couple right now to go the distance, who would you? It doesn't have to be a couple that exists. You could put 2 people together, but like, who do you think is kind of in it for the long haul?
I know nothing about how this show truly works. I feel like you guys have watched so many seasons, but I would say top of my head,
Yeah.
I'm thinking Ron and Lana.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
Tanya's up there. I don't know who pairs with Tanya yet. I think she's got a lot of suitors.
Okay, then if we're picking people, I would say Tanya and Shaq are in the end.
Yes.
But I don't know if they'll be together.
Right. I think
Yeah.
they'll both find love.
Lana strikes me as a Paige character. Like she's for the girls,
Yeah.
but she's not bringing necessarily the drama. She's not necessarily bringing the chat. I could see a lot of
She's
people,
pretty chill.
She's chill. I could see a lot of bombshells interested in her, but
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if her and Ron are forever,
Yeah.
but I feel like they and Shaq and Tanya have the strongest connections as of yet.
I feel like Ron, like, is going to turn his head a lot, but I feel like he's always just going to be a simp for Lana.
He's always gonna find his way back home.
Yeah.
He's kind
You
of
know?
like a Chris from season 3,
Mm.
but Lana's not Olivia. I mean, who could
Olivia's
be Olivia?
fiery as fuck.
Yeah.
In the
But-
best way. She's the one that's like, I'm sat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit down. I'm sad.
I'm sat.
I'm sad.
Iconic.
Yeah, I think Lana and Ron, Sean again, are in it for the long haul. I really do. I think he'll find it. I literally wrote that in my notes. They will find their way back to each other.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Who's a bit of you? Last question.
Yeah,
Who's a bit of you?
Tom. I would say.
Yeah.
I would say if I was the same height. Well, I don't.
Oh, he was giving short energy on that screen.
That's true. But
shockwaves when he said 6'5". Shockwaves. I was like, you're dead ass lying. Like, if I had a measuring tape, I would have pulled it out.
Yeah, he looked short in his promo for sure. It was a big shock. I feel like if Ron was taller, I would be more attracted to Ron.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's also just like, he has a good chat.
He does. He's got good chat.
He was so fucking flirty on his date with Zara.
He was.
Okay, who's yours? What about you?
Harris is cute.
Yes. Harris is who I was thinking you would like.
He's cutesy.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit of a baby.
A bambino.
And he looks childlike.
He looks like he's got a little baby face, which is why him and Olivia is just throwing me off.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you've got this sexy raspy voice.
Yeah.
This hot Ringo. I'm like, what are we doing with this little baby?
Mm-hmm. She's so posh. She has a very British royal accent.
Yeah. I'm like, what,
and
TV salesman?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like a part-time boxer, a part-time TV salesman. So it's like the boxer and the ring girl bit go together, but it's just kind of like.
Wait, also going off that of like their roles, that made me think of, I can just already tell that him being like a farmer is already going to be like the new Luca Bish fish type thing. Like,
oh god,
Ian, is that the announcer
Ian
guy?
Sterling.
He's already making so many like farmer puns the entire time about
gonna beat it to a pulp.
Yes.
Speaking of Ian Sterling's like funny comments, he talked about how Lana's a makeup artist and so she can make your face look better, and he mentioned that like, oh, the way Lana would make my face look better is by putting a baklava over me.
Oh, a balaclava. A baklava. The Mediterranean dessert.
In the Mediterranean dessert.
It's a balaclava.
It's like those...
the beanie with the holes for the eyes.
Oh, like a ski mask.
Yeah, it's like a ski mask.
Yeah,
Like basically
and Claire and I have literally...
baklava! Introducing a genism.
Yeah, let's just
Please, let's break the fourth wall.
Noun.
This was a genism.
Noun.
Genisms are commonly mixed up phrases that have entirely different meanings, but the sentiment is there. Oh my god.
Claire and Katie are fluent in gene.
We speak gene.
We try. Okay. Covered in baklava.
Anyway, a balaclava.
Covered in baklava. Like peanut butter baby. Sauce on my titties.
No, but we have made that joke walking around like we should just work. I want to say baklava.
Balaclava.
Well, the thing is now we will. Baklava.
Anyway.
Delicious.
Okay, back to our wrap-up question. Who's a bit of you?
Ron.
Okay.
One Weasley.
But not looks-wise, but chat-wise.
Okay. My looks-wise is Kai. My personality is Will.
Will's such a cutie.
He's a cutie.
He's so fun.
Yeah.
Did you answer?
Yeah. Tom. But like Tom, no.
What? Short circuit.
Control Alt Delete.
All right.
Oh no.
Well, our computer's about to die and we're looking dark on the camera, so should we wrap it up, ladies?
Yeah. We'll watch all the episodes we can and then we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Goodness. Okay, we'll see you guys on episode 3. Thanks for listening. You guys can find us on anywhere you listen to podcasts, which only actually I think includes Spotify and Apple.
What are you doing on the other side? So let's be real.
Honestly, let's be fucking for real. At Big Time Stuff, and on Instagram and TikTok at Big Time Stuff Podcast.
You know what to do.
You better fucking follow and like.
And smash that like button.
Share.
Support small businesses. Support women.
Yeah. Love you.
Bye.